I will praise you, O Lord, with all my heart and tell of the marvelous things you have done. Psalms 9, verse 1. Few things you need to grab will be 3 foam boards from Dollar Tree. You also need some foam brushes from either Dollar Tree or Walmart. You need some paint by Apple Barrel. This is Nutmeg Brown. You can also pick this up at Walmart along with your Waverly chalkboard paint in the color Fern, your Elephant chalkboard paint in the color Elephant, and your Moss chalkboard paint by Waverly, and also some white paint. I used Folk Art. You will also need scissors, Gorilla Glue tape, and a plastic knife. Start by cutting out your foam from Dollar Tree lengthwise 11 inches. And I used a knife. You can use an X-Acto knife. I had a piece of wood, so I used that as my template. And your bigger piece will be the foundation of your sign, and your smaller piece will be the top layer of your sign. And you want to repeat that process 3 times. Now, as I said, I had this piece of wood already, and this is the measurement of the sign that I am creating. So you want to take the big pieces, the foundational pieces, and lay them down. My middle piece is 14 3/4 of an inch long, and my longer pieces are roughly 29.5 inches long. It is not an exact science. You may adjust yours based on where you're going to put it in your home, but this is just what I did in my home. So the next thing you want to do is tape these pieces together with a strong tape. I used Gorilla Glue's tape, and on the back side I did a crisscross motion with my tape to give my board more strength. Please be sure to make sure that you do this on the back and not the front, or it will show through in your final result. Now moving on to the top layer of our sign, here are the 3 pieces, and of course we are starting out with the same measurements as our bottom piece, 29.5 inches, 14 3/4 inches, and 29.5 inches. So before we tape them together, we want to cut off the 4 3/4 of an inch to give us 10 inches, and that is going to give us a good overlay all the way around with an overhang for our sign. And of course we're going to tape that all together, and you want to make sure that your edges are nice and creased, so I use the back of a knife to kind of lay those in before I smooth down the rest and flipped over the excess. And this is what you're left with, and you want to do that on all 4 sides. And you want to tape down your sides. I just went back and put some brown tape there to hold that down. Now you can use this foil from the Dollar Tree. It is wide, but it's also flimsy. The foil that I used was this foil from Walmart. It's a heavier foil, so when you're moving it around and folding down the sides, which is what I'm going to show you in a second, you're not going to get as many holes. Now you can use one or the other one. This one is a bit pricey, but it's worth it. It's just a little more work involved. So I use this tape because as you can see, this foil is not as wide. And instead of using my knife, which was a little living on the dangerous side, I didn't want to cut myself, and my kids were helping me. I traded my knife in for this little butter knife, plastic butter knife, and it worked just as well. So you want to start by going around the sides. I started by going around the sides and seeing if my foil would fold down the side like so and still be able to give me some overlap, which it didn't. So I went to plan B, and I'm going to show you guys that in just a second. Now, if you do decide to use the Dollar Tree brand, you don't have to do this step, but I went through and I covered my edges with foil, and then I taped them down and then just continued on. Don't worry about the tape because we are going to paint over this, so it's not going to really matter. This is that extra work that I was telling you about. And once it's all done, this is what it's going to look like. Nice creases, and my foil looks like one big piece. And don't worry if it gets wrinkled like mine. It's just going to give your sign more of a realistic look. So we're starting out with painting the first layer on, and I'm just using some regular old white paint from Walmart, and I'm speeding this process up because it took quite a while. So I'm going to let you guys watch this, and I'm going to show you each paint that I used, and I will be back when I start distressing this bad boy. So now for the fun part. I took Apple Barrel's Nutmeg Brown and I dabbed it into a napkin and I put it all around, and I rubbed a sponge, a wet sponge, to that water, and I rubbed it so it would give it like that rusty look, and that's why I put the layers in. So as I rubbed it, that green came out, and it just really looked, it really brought this sign out, making it look realistic. Love it. And this is the final look. Next, I took Waverly's stencils. You can purchase these at Walmart, and they're $10. And I cut out all my little letters that I needed to say the word Farmhouse. And you can switch this up. The beauty about DIYs is that you can make it your own. I used Farmhouse. You can use whatever you see fit. So these are what I did, and I'm going to speed this up as well. And I'm going to show you the final look. Now, some of your letters may not come out perfect, and that's okay. It really just adds to the charm of the piece. Ta-da! Don't you love it? Y'all, I am impressed with myself on this one. I cannot believe that I made this for, wait for it, $7. Can you believe that? A real metal frame like this would easily go for $70 or more. To get that farmhouse rustic appeal, y'all, you can keep the metal because the beauty about this is that it is not heavy. So I'm comfortable putting it up in my house with my children, and if it was to fall, it would not hurt anyone. That's the beauty of DIYs, you guys. I want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And please like, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. God bless.